Yes, I am playing a different game now. Can you believe it? Although it's still a game I used to play to death. Again, anyone who follows me knows that I just kind of play the same game to death, get really good at it, and then just move on to something else. I've been that way since I was a kid, honestly. I remember I got super obsessed with Super Smash Bros. And that was the only game I played. And I got extremely good at it. That's just how I like to play. And then I played it so much too that honestly, anytime I ever come back to that game, I think I still have an old reflexer mindset that still helps me not do terrible at least. But I'm not nearly as good as that game, of course, as I was as a kid. When I played Call of Duty in college, I remember I played that game to the death. I played it with my roommate too, and we started playing. I did it first, but I got him into it, and we started playing the maxed computers who were ridiculous. They'd like one headshot kill you with pistols in like cracks in the walls like miles away. So I remember I did that, and my reflexes got so insane that when I didn't have Xbox Live at the time, but when I did, I was like almost always consistently the top player. I'm not saying that. Maybe I kind of am, but I'm not saying that to brag too much, because honestly, it really is. It just gets down to just my personality and experience of just playing that same game to death. Outriders, I feel like, became the same for me. Like I would say I was probably a better player than most. I still encounter players all the time that are as good, if not better, than me too. But like I can tell whenever I play with random people or something in Outriders, I'm usually one of the better ones. But again, it's probably because those players are probably playing other games too, and that's just how I am. But I have to say I've reached the end of the line, I think, for this game. I'm only playing Fallout 76 right now because I have nothing else right now. However, I will say there's a new game I heard coming out called Descendant. That the initial trailers, of course, we were lied to with World Slayer trailers, so this game might turn out to be crap too. But the initial signs, of course, say that it's going to be very good. It doesn't come out for a month, I think, and so far there's still no plan for it to be on Xbox. But still, be on the lookout for that, because it might wind up being a really good game that's worth it. If you care about gear build crafting, looter shooter game, but still has content, as I keep getting back to, then look out for that game. Alright, now I wrote like 3 things down I wanted to this is like the final video I think I'm going to make about criticizing what they did with this game, with the World Slayer expansion that we paid money for, and now this balance patch they did. And the game's dying, okay? It already is dead. I can see the writing on the wall. I've seen the looking for group post numbers dwindle back down to what they were pre-World Slayer. So I know my opinion, honestly, is probably reflective of most players, because those players aren't playing it anymore. The few who are might now disagree with me. I see them now. And their opinions, I have to say, are ridiculous. So I'm just going to respond to the 3 main points I've seen so far from them. The biggest one that I think you need to stop with this logic anymore when it comes to gaming. The idea that the creators, People Can Fly, Square Enix, that this is, quote, their game. So, I mean, they're doing it how they want, and you're just along for the ride as a paying customer. And, you just have to expect that they're going to do stuff like this. And all I have to say for that is utter bullcrap. That's not how it works anywhere else in life. When you purchase a product, which you do with gaming. Anywhere else, when you purchase a product, you own it, okay? No one else owns it, you do. Now, I can understand some sort of logic, especially when it comes to online service gaming, that yes, the creators still have to play a role, and yes, it's their baby, they're gonna do stuff. You should expect that to an extent. But after World Slayer, and they advertised it as content, by the way. They did not advertise World Slayer as it's going to be all about more balance, more nerf. Tell me, do you advertise nerfs? No one does that. And we learned that was that wasn't the minority, that was the majority of the game, okay? There was 3 hours of new content. Everything else was balance patches. And that was it. There was no bug fixes, there was no server fixes. We're still using the crap host party system in this game. So don't you dare go back to that excuse anymore. They don't deserve it anymore. You deserve more as a customer than what they gave. So I don't want to hear that excuse anymore. Okay, we paid for this. Even the stuff on Game Pass, it's on there because honestly the games usually stink, and people, the initial customers probably rightly put it down. But you're still in this. You pay for Game Pass, and it gets on there because in the end, you are paying money for it in some way, even if you get it free on Game Pass. I did get the initial Outriders free on Game Pass. The World Slayer, we all had to pay a hefty price for, and this is what we got. Okay, so don't you dare use that excuse anymore. Is all I have to say. Like, we paid money. It would be like, I love Pokemon cards. It would be like Pokemon Company coming to my house and like messing with the cards I bought from them because they own it. No, they don't. I own those cards now. So I'm like, don't go there anymore. Okay. The other one that I can't. It's just again, the players who are obsessed with balance over content in games. I will never understand it. They're the ones that make games like World of Warcraft, I think, last forever. But to be honest, World of Warcraft, like this game is uniquely awful now because there is nothing to do. The only thing you will do in this game is play the exact same mission, the exact same trial, whatever you want to call it, over and over and over again. And that's it, and that's the only new thing they added too. It is insane that we paid $40 for only that. It is one effective mission, okay? That's it. No other looter shooter has come close to this. I'm not kidding. No other MMO has done this. All of them do similar stuff with the balance thing. All of them have those players in it that are like, oh, well, they gotta fix the mods and they gotta balance and adjust stuff. You gotta expect that. It's good. I love this update. It's awesome. That always exists in every of these games, and honestly, I think it's ridiculous in those games too, for some of the same reasons I'm telling you here. The difference is, those games and their developers, they still add way more content than what's in this game. Way more. And most of the time for free updates, not paid expansions. Quote expansions, because it wasn't an expansion. So going to this argument, they'll say, well, they're just, quote, fixing, quote, overperforming mods. Like Despair got totally nerfed in this update, or Mage's Rage got nerfed. And yes, I'm going to use those words because you can hide behind that they're just fixing how it wasn't originally intended all you want. At the end of the day, for players who play it, for the customers, it is an effective nerf. It may not be a nerf per se, but it works effectively as a nerf. And once again, it is their fault. Don't you dare come blaming the players for choosing to use it, especially because some of them have no idea it wasn't working correctly. Some of these I didn't even know, and I was using them. Like the status power stuff, no one knew about that except the most hardcore players that probably, again, don't want to go there. But the point is, most people didn't even know, and even if they did, they left this stuff in their game forever, and only now are, quote, fixing it and effectively nerfing players. And once again, they do not compensate players. They do not unlock your build. They force you to re-grind a different build in this game again, playing the same boring loop over and over and over again in order to do it. To just rebuild. Not build something new, rebuild. And finally, the last thing is, they hide behind, well, they're just doing this because they're all about the build crafting in this game. This is their vision. You just disagree with their vision. I say bullcrap to that. As I said in my other videos, this game doesn't have a problem with build crafting. There's enough of that, okay? Once again, they advertise this as new content. There was none. There was absolutely none. There was no content whatsoever. There was just balance. Balance, 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 more balance, more balance, more fixing in the name of balance, all of it in the name of balance. And you know what? We should be tired of balance. You, the paying customer, quit this game or use cheats if you continue playing, and I support that now.